All right, so they gave us this Dorko in the most recent card drop, Akshan, and he summons a Warlord's Palace when he comes into play, which counts down naturally, but also advances more quickly when you target your allies with things, and it eventually gives you a thing that does a lot of things. Look at how many related cards there are for this thing. They're just like 800 related cards. But anyways, this is like a pretty sweet aggressive champion and kind of a Landmarks Matters deck. So we're giving him a try alongside Taliyah at the top end, along with Stonebreaker and some other aggressively slanted things that care about landmarks like Chip. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it feels. We played a little bit of Zillion Malphite that had kind of a similar-ish feel to this. That's a little bit bigger, so just see how this more aggressive build feels. If you haven't seen Runeterra before, it's existed for a couple of years now at this point. It's been out of beta for about a year. The elevator pitch for Runeterra is definitely, in addition to having pretty decent and good gameplay, is that it has the most consumer-friendly digital card game economy out there. Honestly, I think I guess I don't need Vagabond if I already have an Akshan in hand. So we'll mulligan her, she summons a Warlord's Palace. I guess she advances it too, which is kind of sweet. We'll try a 2-3 curve here. Runeterra has the most consumer-friendly economy out there. There's no random card packs when you spend money on Runeterra. You just spend money and get exactly the cards you want. The gameplay has a lot of back and forth in it. Both players play every single turn, with the one thing kind of differentiating their turn versus mine is who gets to attack. You'll see the attack token here rotates back and forth as we go. So if I play out Vagabond, I can attack for 5 here, but this is turn 3, and they could have a 2-4 here, which I wouldn't love to attack into. So I think I'm just going to start by attacking for the turn. So your things can attack the turn you play them, but if I play a card, my opponent has a chance to play a card before I get to attack. One of the things to note is the resources progress linearly in Runeterra, but you can carry over some of your resources across turns. So you'll note here, my opponent didn't do anything on the first 2 turns, but they didn't just give up that mana. They kind of built up here in a store pool. And I'm not going to use my extra mana this turn, so I'm going to have 2 saved.
I've got your back.
So I'm going to go ahead and play Vagabond here, which advances this. And then they're going to attack in here with this lifesteal they put a barrier on, most likely. And honestly, I think I might just burn my Hush and clean this out. I guess I could also just take the hit.
Walking is strange.
Using the Hush plus this trades 2 for 1 here, which isn't stellar, I suppose. Hey, thanks for the 29 months, Fear Spirit. Happy to do what little I can. I guess this trade creates a gem, which this advances faster when I target my stuff. Let's do that. And if I make a gem here, I could gem this and then grappling hook this to here to kill it before we attack next turn. Seems kind of appealing. That's fine. It's like a tempo. Is there aggro controls or creature versus spells? Is ramp a thing? What are the main strategies? So, Runeterra has a range of archetypes similar to Magic, with the one thing that differentiates Runeterra a bit being that control decks in Runeterra tend to play to the board more than control decks in Magic do. So there really aren't like Jeskai control, I'm gonna counter or kill all of your things and not play any units. There are some decks that try not to play to the board, but they tend to not be particularly good. Which, honestly, I don't even think that that's necessarily a bad thing. So I targeted this, so now we can grappling hook an ally you've targeted strikes an enemy. So we can target this and have you strike this. And then if they have any tricks here, I have Hush and Ground Slam to respond to. So units come right into play. There's no responding to units or burst spells, but you can see slow and fast spells build a stack in the center here where both players can kind of respond back and forth. So they're nopifying my grappling hook here. I think I'm going to go ahead and... So that means I don't get my target in on this, which is sad. I think that's fine. I think I just let this go. We'll see what they do. And they're passing to me, so the round ends when both players pass. I'm gonna go ahead and just start by attacking with both of these, because if this hits, he's gonna level up. Because the Warlord's Palace will finish counting down.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
So the first two abilities on this have to do beneficial when you're attacking, and I've already attacked twice here, so I think I probably want to just go ahead and predict and draw a card. And this is perfect. The way these things lined up, they thought I didn't have anything to respond with, so now I get to go ahead and just welcome to the Space Slam here, which stuns this, but then it kills it because I have someone to landmark this game. So this would make this strike mine, but because their thing's no longer there, their spell just fizzles. Good use of the stack there. Yeah, they went for it there and got pretty punished. I already have a Ground Slam in hand. I think I just want a Shaped Stone here. It's a pretty solid combat trick for later. Especially with this having quick attack. What's up, dude?
We swim within the
What about the pretzels in my office? I have no idea, bud. Yeah, you can hang on here. Sit right there. Eat some pretzels if you want. If you wanted to eat pretzels in my office, you should just ask that. You shouldn't say, did Jacob. Play the Vagabond here.
You like it? I mean, shut up and fight!
So, River Shaper here draws them a spell whenever it strikes, but it's not particularly aggressively statted.
Engulf them.
So I'm kind of expecting them to have a trick here. Yeah, and they're just passing, and you can only bank 3 mana across turns here, so I think we just take the pass. I could play this other Vagabond out, but if I play this Vagabond out, that gives my opponent a chance to attack, and because I'll be out of resources, they'll probably attack and have a trick. So I'm just going to go ahead and bank this mana for later here. And now the question is, do I want to start by attacking or not? Do I want to deploy something else? I can attack, yeah. So I think we're going to go ahead and just pump up the jam here on this.
This is justice.
If the cards are what, buddy? Oh, so when they're in the middle here, they're attacking or blocking. And when they're on the bottom, they're on the bench waiting to do something. Kind of. They're kind of like in a waiting mode. So they made this bigger. So I think I'm going to go ahead and Shaped Stone here to offer a trade. And then if they have another trick on this, I can Hush it to wipe all the bonuses off it. Or I can just Ground Slam to knock it back to the bench.
Gift from the river folk.
Son of
That's a big one. So, yeah, look, no numbers. So, Hearthstone kind of innovated the linear mana system, getting rid of resource variance, and spell mana in Runeterra mitigates what I refer to as curve variance, where there's a certain pressure in games like Magic and Hearthstone to always be using all your mana every turn. And in Runeterra, you don't necessarily have to do that if you can carry it over round to round. So you don't get punished for missing playing on curve, essentially, which is great. Okay, so they Allies with barrier have double attack. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Stonebreaker here. Oh, I guess this means I can't hold up Hush or Ground Slam. Maybe that's wrong.
Daddy, I don't think you can place any more cards.
You're right, so I tap down to just 2 resources.
Yeah, because your white cards are all full.
Enforced equilibrium.
So they probably have protection for this, so I think I'm just gonna chill and take 3. The opponent is playing Jarvan Shen, kind of the evolution of your Shen.
Dad, you said like that lightning card? It has 8 attack and 6 health. That's a lot.
Well,
It must be done.
Not a chance.
what is this gonna do? It's gonna give me an Absolver, grant all enemies vulnerable. Draw 2, your cards cost 1 less this round. Grant your champions everywhere spell shield a +2/+2.
Hey, Daddy, what are those cards?
And then this. So none of this gives overwhelm, right?
Daddy, is there other parts of the match? Do I get like new cards or something?
Yeah, you get to draw some of your cards, make other cards.
But how do you make new cards?
I think we're supposed to draw 2 here and hope to find the card that gives overwhelm, the Absolver. Okay. Taliyah's a pretty decent draw.
The balance has been maintained.
Okay, all their stuff has barriers and is very scary, but I have Hush and Ground Slam here. Oh, I could do this to find it too. Yeah, I guess.
Hey, Daddy.
This could do other things. I guess the other one does other things too as well, huh? Yep. Let's predict here. I need you to wait just a minute, buddy. Daddy's on a timer, and he has a lot of choices to make. Huh? Pale Cascade gives me another draw.
What is it?
Another Hush is kind of appealing too, though. So if I Taliyah, I have 10 mana total, and I want to Taliyah plus this is 9, and then this would be 10. Are they dead? They might be dead here, huh?
What was theirs is now ours.
Taliyah's gonna draw me something here too that could be useful.
You know.
She's gonna level up.
I am there.
So I'm gonna get to stun one of their things, and then Taliyah's gonna get to hook this one. It's another Pale Cascade. I don't even need to technically Hush here, right? If I'm killing them around it. So I could do this as another thing here.
You're welcome for the ship blades.
And then we can Ground Slam this. And then I have all 3 of these as pumps. So this is going to get stunned. It doesn't take damage because it had a barrier, but it gets stunned. And then we get to attack with these. Captain Croft, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. We'll do this here. And this is putting them to -5. So they're forced to block, and then my pump spell should kill them. So they're going to 1, and we'll go ahead and Pale Cascade here. The eye here on the left, you can see it shows me how combat's going to play out. So it says here, if combat works out just like this and my opponent does nothing else, they're dead, they're going to 0. So I'm going to click OK. And then if they have something else, we could respond and play other cards, but we don't need to. Wow, that was sick. The make all of our stuff cost 1 less seems pretty good. Yeah, the eye is easily one of the most technologically fantastic things about Runeterra. We did win. Yeah, the 9-drop takes over games really quickly, so it's nice that we're able to kind of punk them out through it. Our mixture of hushes, our ground slams, and other interaction. Forget how to drink water? Thank you for covering your mouth. Okay, so they are playing Viego Thresh, which is one of the new champions. I think this tends to be more controlling. I guess Viego Thresh typically is more controlling, but Viego could push Thresh into a more mid-rangey direction. I think I want to keep these, assuming there's something a little bit more grindy. I'm gonna keep Ashkin early so we can get him leveled up quickly. Getting the Warlord's Palace counting down quick is great. Hey, there's Chip, chat. We get to Chip into Ashkin here, and Chip becomes a 3/3 permanently once we summon a landmark. So Ashkin will action, lights, camera, action. Hey, Declan. So something that's unique to combat in this game coming from Magic is combat resolves left to right. So I actually want to make sure when I attack here, I put Ashkin first. Because if I were to attack like this, and my opponent goes block, these Bark Beasts get bigger when an ally dies, so they could put this in front of here and chump, and then this would be a 3/3 and eat my Ashkin. But by putting Ashkin first, if they go block, this will eat this, and then these two will trade, because they'll both be 3/3s. So the sequencing of my attacks here is very important. Runeterra limits you to only having 6 things on your bench at a time. But because the order of your attackers really matters, the number of permutations you can go through in a given combat is really high. They do have a 1/2. A couple of 1/1s as well. I think I might just want to play another 3/3 here.
You like it? I mean,
Oh, can I? And this is a good example of the sequencing in Runeterra being a little bit punishing for me. Perhaps I should have taken the passer. So they passed not doing anything. And then because I played a card, they got to play a card. Whereas if I would have just passed the turn there, I would have gotten to go to my turn and keep my champion. I think I want to just like play out some 3-power Darkos here and smash them.
Would it be bad if we were because one of their guys get stuff?
This guy does get bigger every time something dies. Every time they kill something. So we've ground out here a little bit, but it's looking like my estimation of, hey, maybe waiting on or keeping these in the opener to get gas back up with could potentially be good here. Ground slam sounds lovely. So this is a 5/4.
I will run you over.
And a roaching miss. Grant all allied Viegos and roaching miss ever a +1/+1. So he gets pretty big pretty fast, huh? I think we just take this hit here and get the other Presivarium down. This draws a card immediately, and then it draws another card 2 turns later. So getting him into play sooner rather than later is beneficial. This is going to pop off next turn, which will let me predict into something. I am not streaming this weekend. We're taking the kids camping. So I'll be off till Monday afternoon.
That is true, chat.
It is true. Chat knows I don't lie to them, Declan. Because lying is bad. I don't know if that eye roll came through in the corner of the camera there or not, but it was present, chat, I promise you. The eye roll plus shrug. Yeah, exactly that. So the Hush can prevent him from leveling for a turn, right? Ooh, Hush plus Stonebreaker kills him now, right?
Scum. Do it.
Tent camping. I suppose I could also put this here and then Shaped Stone plus stun one of these to stay alive. Yeah, maybe that's the line, actually. We'll do this here, and then we'll ground slam here and go to 3.
You still have 10 health. You have 10 health.
Yeah, but they're attacking you for 7. Okay, so if I Pale Cascade here, these will trade, because this is going to get bigger when this dies. Okay, I think this combat worked out okay for us. These regions don't have any rallies that I need to worry about, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think I'm just banking my spell mana here.
Where's the thing that gets bigger every time something dies?
It's gone. I took him out.
Should they catch?
It's for the 49 months, Rebner. They do play Atrocity. Yeah, I don't really know that Atrocity is going to be a card that we can beat here, right? Which is usually the case. Atrocity is a real feels bad man card. That one hasn't changed. So none of these are very useful on defense. I think we Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker's like your own sword.
I have a bunch of cards, my son.
Hard to play though.
It is now, yeah. I think we're dead here. There's no point to attack because they have this. Yes, they're just gonna open attacks and kill us here. Really. The Hushes have seemed a little mediocre so far. Just rotted in my hand, not looking particularly good. Ground Slam has looked better in both cases.
Been using this deck a couple times.
Yeah, Dad usually plays one deck a whole bunch, so that way we can figure out if it's good or not.
And is that your first match you stack with this deck?
Yep, we are 1-1. We won one match and we lost one match.
So if you win more matches than you lost, you will play that.
Maybe. It's also lots of fun to just try different things. See, playing games isn't just about winning, Declan. Playing games is about having fun. So if I have fun with a deck, I'll play it some more. Sometimes I win with a deck and it still isn't fun, so we don't play it anymore. Sometimes you lose with a deck and it's fun, so you play it some more.
That egg.
Because losing is winning. Winning is learn less. Losing, learn more.
You do learn more when you lose a lot of the time. That's true. That's some anime knowledge you're laying down on me there.
Bye.
Catch you later, dude.
I must get out of here.
I think I want to get Presivarium down and get this ticking towards drawing a card faster. I think that's more beneficial than getting the Warlord's Palace ticked down quicker.
Don't want to die? Don't do terrible things.
This deck definitely doesn't seem to have a problem leveling Taliyah, which is nice.
This is justice.
Please, I have connections.
Glimpse here lets them deny my strike. Put my headphones back on to experience the lovely sound design that Runeterra has. Huh? So this gives their stuff Challenger, which is pretty good against what I've got going on. I'm going to Pale Cascade here to level this up. Or to trade, not level these up, but trade these, I should say. Do I want to get chipped down? I think so.
Doggone, it's so big.
See if we can get a chip shot in or two with him. Would I rather have another Preservarium, or would I rather have another Warlord's Palace? I think it's Preservarium here, right? Okay, want to get grindy. Their Grand Plaza is gonna let them grind, so.
Hey, Chip! You're the noisy onward, everybody! The horizon falls!
And then, so she's leveled already, which means Stonebreaker is ready to get cranky next turn. So we'll drop Stonebreaker on their next turn, which will let us kill something. And then, we'll be able... I don't think I want to trade this here. Yeah, actually, I think I'm okay with that. He's just gonna get hooked by something else otherwise.
Look upon me.
So, opponent's got a lot of cards in hand. We're a little bit ahead on board, but not by a lot. We've got a bunch of cards in hand ourselves here. They are down to 12. Hopefully whatever they play dies to Stonebreaker here.
Will know my language.
We just like ground slam him this turn, so that way we can kill it with Stonebreaker next turn. I think that's the line.
Hey, watch out! Oh my goodness, Samir!
Oh, they're just passing? I think I take the pass, right? In for the pass. Yeah, Taliyah is sweet. I like her design a lot. This is a grant bonus on that. It's good to know. I could technically save her here. Yeah, stunning does not interfere with the strike, which is feels bad, man. It doesn't make sense from a flavor perspective either. I could hush Viego. Yeah, that's true. I could hush him, so then he dies to this, and then I could Sheepstone here to save her. Well, Taliyah's still dying, but I could do this to make her not die.
Even sand has its uses.
You will serve.
Unfortunate.
Too slow, stupid. I go! Oh dear!
They have a glimpse or something here. I get into trouble with this, but it keeps Viego from attacking for the turn, too. Drain 4 from an ally. Brutal.
You will serve.
Viego with Grand Plaza is really, really good. Trying to punk them out with the Absolver seems like about where I'm at in my life. This basically gives +4. Okay, Ground Slam lets me kill this.
I fight for the fallen.
Well, punking them out is off the table.
You will be scoured from this land. We're not taking it. We're taking it back.
Okay.
Nothing will escape. Surrender to me.
So this lets us trade here.
Son of a... If it's made of sand, I can ride it.
Makes a miss every round start.
She waits for me beyond the mist, my queen.
My queen.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
And then we just go to 4 here, right? And then we play this, and I don't know that we can get fully to 20 next turn. 20 is a lot, chat.
You cannot run from absolution. Don't want to die? Don't do terrible things.
Don't want to die, don't do terrible things. So we get to draw an extra card next turn. That's a Taliyah. So I can't Taliyah and do this. This guy's fucking huge. Well, I can copy this. I can Taliyah and get 2 Warlords Hordes. That's not true though, right? This is only 4 targets. Does this count as a target? Does it advance it when I target this?
The world won't save itself, you know.
Let's put these rocks into motion.
That does not count as targeting. I didn't think it counted as targeting. This doesn't count as an ally. Oh, that's interesting.
We laugh at them. Ha!
And then, yeah, this is 14 currently. It's not quite going to be enough, huh? Yeah. Thank you, opponent. Viego got out of hand very quickly there. The Radiant Guardian also pretty instrumental in letting them buffer their life total enough, right? Like if Radiant hadn't buffered them up, we might have been able to stumble through it. Lethal if we had 4 more mana. We would have had 18 with 4 more mana, assuming no interaction. Which might have also been a tall ask, like they had a bunch of cards in hand. The fact that they had Plaza on 3 kind of dictated the pacing of the entire game. Like, I just couldn't keep any units in play because everything they did just, like, challenged and killed by units. Honestly, it reminded me that, like, Plaza was a good nerf because that card's super toxic. What's up? You have. If it's a list for mobile Linux, they're only playing 1+. Well, that's a huge feels bad, man. They had their fun of. I think I'll take Taliyah here. Her copying Warlord Sword will probably be fine down the line.
I do not break rules.
I bend them slightly.
This is justice.
They're at the +3/+1 and make me embarrassed. Taliyah Plaza sounds sick. Why? Double Plaza's quite bad.
Beware.
Can you explain why you think Taliyah Plaza sounds good? You don't really want more than one plaza. Meh.
Cool eye patch.
You like it? I mean, shut up and fight!
This is justice.
I should attack with this too if I'm attacking it with him, probably.
We laugh at them. Ha!
It might have been right to Pale Cascade there, but I didn't have the Nightfall yet. The fact that when he levels, he's a second landmark towards Stonebreaker and Taliyah has been real sweet. This deck's definitely been the easiest it's felt to enable these two cards. Is he gonna create 2 Lucky Finds in hand? So do I just get combo killed by Lisa next turn? Is that how this works? These don't count as 2 spells anymore, right? Oh, they're just buffing him up. Okay.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
Is Lee Sin still hard to interact with? Yep.
Villains beware.
Gonna say we're killing my goat instead of my champion? Deal.
Keep your eyes on the horizon and your feet on the ground.
Cool eye patch.
You like it? I mean, shut up and fight!
Okay, so if I gem something, these pop off. I don't know. The people saying the opponent's archetype feels like it's too good. I think it's really hard to evaluate when decks like the opponent's are actually too good, because from a feel standpoint, they basically always feel terrible to play against. So I think it's like really tough to be objective about it without looking at actual metrics, because the play patterns are just toxic, so like the deck feels better than the win rate often implies. And it might be really good, but so it's more comparable to, it's not toxic because of something like Just Guy Control, it's like a combo kill deck that's difficult to interact with. And that's one of the archetypes. This archetype's playing some new tools, but it's like existed around the fringes of Runeterra for a little bit now.
Onward, everybody! The horizon falls!
It's coming up on being a moderator in chat. Yeah, it's existed for a little while now. So if I play this, I don't get a Warlord's Palace, huh? Oh, but I get one potentially when he strikes. If something else dies in combat. Yeah, okay.
You cannot run from absolution.
I don't need rules to know good from bad.
I think I want to predict and draw with these. Opponent confused that I would play without getting the horde. It's like really not a big deal, friendo.
Not a chance.
And we'll get the horde here when these strike. I think I want to dig 4 hushes and ground slams with these two. Yeah, I feel like giving Overwhelm isn't a thing they're ever going to stop doing. So, like, there's always going to be another thing that, like, gives Lee Overwhelm and kind of breaks the game. Or breaks with him. Like, there's always going to be another instance of that, right? Honestly, I think I take the Absolver here, because it gives me 2 targets for this, and then it helps me potentially kill them next turn. My goal is to not die to Lee Sin next turn. I'm at 18. I would like to not die to Lee Sin next turn. Honestly, I'd probably skip here, right? None of these are very good. I mean, there's like 800 ways they could make him less obnoxious.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
I don't think they can Lee Sin and kill us with only 5 mana, right? They could, like, Lee Sin and kill something, but I don't think they kill us. I think we just go ahead and drop Stonebreaker here. Okay. Does the new board have tactile feedback when you click on it incessantly? Because I have to have that on my Runeterra boards. It does? Okay, maybe we'll. I've got like 2,800 coins, so maybe we'll give it a try.
Thank me later. This is justice.
Yes, yeah, I am planning to play Last of Us at the end of the stream. I'm gonna stream longer than I normally do today. We're gonna play Runeterra for like another half hour or so, and then we're gonna do an hour and a half or so of Last of Us. Sure. How's Last of Us yesterday? The story's really good. I'm not sure 100% sure how I feel about the combat yet. It might be a little bit too stealthy for my taste, but if it becomes tedious, I'll probably just turn the difficulty down so we can, like, not stealth through areas and just run through them. I ain't a proud tryhard gamer. So 1, 5, 7, 9 mana altogether. I don't really know that I want to go all in on Taliyah though, because they have like Will of Ionia and stuns and stuff in their deck. I think we lead on Vagabond, so that way this can get ticking down while I'm targeting my stuff. Yeah. I think we probably just Presivarium now. The problem is, this thing having Challenger permanently is just so brutal.
Robin blind.
You cannot win.
Have another stun here, maybe? No, they're just trading. Okay. So they drew the Lee Sin and they plan to kill me with it next turn. Is what this means.
I do not break rules, I bend them slightly.
That one doesn't have Challenger, at least.
Here comes the chip.
Here comes the chip.
What is gained with her malevolence?
We play another round of can we manage to not die to Lee Sin? That was a quick decision. Is there a Lee Sin in my future? Pretty unfortunate they haven't found him yet. Overwhelm, sure. Not nearly as scary as Lee Sin with Overwhelm.
Hello!
Hello! I'm fine not using my mana this turn.
I'm chip.
This is gaining them 6, which is quite a bit. The Runeterra deck I've liked the most is probably Zillion Malphite. Zoe Fizz was also pretty sweet too, though.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Okay, so I can make both of these happen. Grant all enemies vulnerable and create a 0-cost card in hand of the strongest thing that died this game. That's probably pretty good, huh? Oh wow, if I do this, it'll let me finish this as well. Let's do this and see what they do.
We're not taking it. We're taking it back.
They could. I think they've played 2 stuns this game. Could have another one of those though.
Dragon wins. Beware the dragon spirit.
Shield of the Sentinels gives this spell shield by default as well. Holy crap. Alright, I understand why people are saying this might be over the top now. I forgot that it gave all their champions spell shield. That's really vomit inducing. Oh wait, are these not vulnerable? Oh, Spell Shield takes the vulnerable off. Got it. That makes sense, but wasn't what I was expecting.
Hey, Spike. Nice Spike.
Let's mute you. Overstage your emote welcome. I will say our deck's been kind of fun to play because you just have like infinite permutations every single turn. A lot of different things to be doing. We might be good here even without the Overwhelm card, because this is gonna make us a 5/2, right? It's gonna make us a Sandstone Charger, and then I've got a Gem and a Shapestone here still. We might get to kill them this turn, so we're gonna have to hook this all the way down to the end. Probably gem this for good measure. Because I have Hush here. And another pump spell. They have 2 blockers. It took them long enough to find Lisa in this game that we might actually make it out of this.
Oh, come now.
I mean, like, they're currently losing their whole board and going down to 2 cards in hand. Like, I have a Hush, and they're at 6. Honestly, if they don't do anything, I think we just click OK, right?
Hug it out.
I will not hold back.
And then, if they block like this... They block like this, I go ahead and Shaped Stone here, so these trade. And then if they go to protect this, we Hush it. And now my boy lives.
Not like this.
Well, we used every bit of the buffalo there, but let's see if we can manage to not die to Elysian off the top. We probably still die to Elysian off the top, right? Fastest accept round pass of my life. Go, go, go! Go, 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 go! Got him. Sweet.
What a great day!
What a great day. I'm sorry I took a second to figure out my turn opponent, and you Heimerdinger emoted me, but I had a lot of permutations there at the end. A little complicated. I am not very bright, and it was really complicated. All right, boards. The new board has a clicky. Oh, they're premium ones. There's so many, chat. How am I supposed to know which one to get? I kind of like this one. I like Citrine. Someone say there was a bundle. I do technically have enough coins to get the bundle, chat, but it's the last of my coins. What if I need coins later? I also don't think I need all of them. And you can technically, I can still buy it later because they prorate it. Oh. Oh, they only prorate it. Oh, that's shitty. I thought they'd prorate it by the cost of the full board if I decided to upgrade. They only prorated it by 25%. Okay, well now we're definitely not buying that. Got it. I was thinking we'd think on it, maybe upgrade later because I expecting it to prorate it by the full amount, but it's not an option apparently. Play another game or two, then we'll roll on into some Last of Us to wrap things up. We had just approached a group of clickers at the end of yesterday. And I'm sure I am about to die and fail at stealth at them a couple of times. I'm aware that the bundle price is different, Assassin. I just thought in order to encourage me to buy the bundle, they would discount the bundle by what I'd already spent instead of proportionally based on the bundle content. So I understand what they did. I'm just saying what it did was not my expectation looking at it. So I understand what happened. It's just like, so now like, from a psychological perspective, the way they've discounted it now, I'm now 0% to buy that bundle. Whereas if they discounted it by what I spent already, I'd be inclined to maybe get it at some point before it leaves. But now I'm 0% because if I buy it at this point, I've now spewed. I will have wasted 600 coins, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just me and it doesn't make sense, but that's how my brain works for it, so. I mean, to be fair, it might explain how the prorating works. I have no idea. I didn't look. It could very well explain it. I didn't try to look. I just assumed it would work in one way. Things move when you click that. This moves a little bit. My pet still moves. The gems jingle a little bit.
Greed will turn any man into a monster.
In and out.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
Alright, so we'll open with this. Sure. I will say I'm digging the soundtrack on this board. It's good stuff per usual. Oh, you know what? I should have chump blocked that because I want to play another landmark out so she can level next turn. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I guess I could just play Stonebreaker though. Yeah, I'll wait a turn. I'm gonna do this. I guess, do I want to attack with her if she's not leveled is a question, though? Maybe I just don't. Let's just do this. And then something here will likely die, and then we'll get to play Stonebreaker post-combat.
You're strange.
You're strange. Is the part where they play Lee Sin and then kill me next turn? 3 out of 8. Our last game in this matchup was really interesting and fun, but it also is interesting and fun because our opponent just didn't draw Lee Sin until, like, turn 80. Clock hand. I have not. I kind of like Horny Boy. I think he's sweet.
Out of my way.
Gonna jump here so I can get Presivarium down to level
Scoundrel at a time.
to level Taliyah.
Distance means so little when family means so much.
Man, I love a good string section. It's honestly impressive the range of board music they're able to come up with, because, like, there's so many different boards and they all have good, unique songs in them. If anybody's still hanging out from the Magic portion, you haven't seen Runeterra before, the music that we're listening to changes based on our board cosmetic.
Extend your senses. The dragon himself.
If I just, like, do this to get him leveled for next turn,
We'll see which one of us is strong.
maybe I'm supposed to keep the Presivarium. I'm supposed to keep the Presivarium so it can give me another chance to draw a thing over here. So we'll burn a little bit of mana here. But we'll get to open with decent burst potential. So we'll go Absolver. Do I play around a stun? I don't think so.
You cannot run from absolution.
So he's gonna drop the Warlord's Horde when he levels. And then we'll go do this, make a Sandstone Charger. I think I'm just gonna try and crunch them here. Maybe we will Relic of Power for... I think drawing's probably better than granting one attack here.
Yoink.
Another Ground Slam potentially keeps us alive next turn.
I fight with the dragon's fury.
Hopefully whatever they're sequencing here, they don't have Deny Up at the end of it, but that could definitely be the case.
Your attack is obvious.
This is a stun for our lady. God, it's so much worse than a stun. Worse for us, I mean. Ashe is perfect.
If it's medicine, I can write it.
I can write it.
Conflict is all in the mind.
Yeah, Lee Sin's still just as toxic as before, and they gave him a big upgrade in this patch.
Prepare yourself.
I could technically double ground slam this, but that seems not great. What's up, dude? Oh, she copies something when she comes into play. I don't have anything worth copying, though, right? I don't have bench space.
Copy man. Oh, the topic go.
Let's ground slam here and see what they do. Does stunning Lee Sin remove his? It doesn't, which is for shit.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's not good.
and not good.
Earmuffs.
And we go make back to the bot out of the moon. That is happy.
They could have another copy of that, I suppose. Gonna advance the Warlord's Fury now.
We need a paddle guy.
Okay, and now they did that, which means I can now Taliyah the Warlord's Horde.
The Warlord coming.
I will leave my own path.
I think we just open attacks, right?
Yeah, batter into wall.
We like hook this down here.
I just batter into wall. Oh, baby.
Act free of
Get
thought.
him, everybody. Get him. But just heal up. Help it heal it up.
Conflict is all in the mind.
No. Just have it heal it up. I don't know. I don't know. Get it? All your cards are into battlefield, but
This is lethal, right? These are gonna do 2, and then this is 6, because these still happen. These still happen even if she's gone now, right? They changed how this works.
yeah, it should help a
So this is 9, and they're why are they ending up at 11? Well, the eye doesn't tell me why what's happening is happening. That's so dumb. It's so dumb that she leaves and these don't work. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say. It says deal 2 damage to my blocker 3 times. If it's dead or gone, deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. It does not say that she specifically is the one doing those things. Super mediocre wording, for sure. Very, very frustrating. At the very least, if she works that way, they need to word her differently. This is the part where their Lucky Find gives them Overwhelm and then I die because he has Spell Shield. Alright, yeah, let's go play The Last of Us. We're not gonna play any more matches against Lee Sin on stream. We're still gonna play some more Runeterra, but like, they took the thing that was the most difficult. They took the thing that was the most difficult to interact with, and they gave it a bunch of new ways to give it Spell Shield in this patch, which is real. Just vomit-inducing. I don't know. Hopefully that deck is actually busted, and it's good enough that they actually do something about it, and like maybe make it not be. Yeah, a ton of just burst speed overwhelm and spell shield. It's just like our deck's like, it's not even like we're not playing interaction, right? Like we're a hush deck and we've got ground slams and stuff too. It's just like your interaction's just not good against them because of how much spell shield it has. And as always, you can't kill Lee Sin inside of combat because it gives itself barrier. So you can't interact with it on the stack. You can't interact with it in combat. There's just no, like, when it does its thing, there's no profitable way to have counterplay. I had fun playing this deck. This deck was sweet. We had a ton of interesting and neat decisions at most points during the games that we were playing. It's just, you know, the Lee Sin is still what it was previously, and yeah. Maybe, what's his name is right? Precipic trying out some clock hands at the top end of the curve could be sweet, maybe over Stonebreaker, because this would let you speed up those palaces that we have going on. Well, Wrath of God in Runeterra doesn't beat Spell Shield, so like when you cast Ruination in Runeterra, it just breaks the Spell Shield on something like Lee Sin. Spell Shield protects from sweepers in Runeterra. Yeah, the one game, and we played one really close game against them where they just didn't have Lee Sin until turn 12, and it was still incredibly close. Incredibly close. Yeah, that's always been the case, right, Precipic? Like, when Lee Sin was good in previous seasons, you didn't beat Lee Sin by, interacting with it. You beat it by racing it. All right. Anyway.